Welcome to Nashibai Network. It's another day for another great story, inspiring, educational, encouraging, that will give somebody hope. Like I said, it's one story at a time. We are used to thinking and believing and actually hearing that inspirational stories come far from our land. But here we are in our own land. Some people have beaten barriers. They are game changers and they're shaping the narrative of our society. And today I am glad to have a personal friend. Richard, welcome.
Thank you, Monica.
I know you're a very busy guy, but sparing time for this, it means so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Because it means a lot to me. And I had to create time, being your personal friend. I had to create time for this.
Thank you so much. Now, from I know you, there's somebody who doesn't know you. Not in Nashville, you have all the time. Today you are the one talking. I'll do the listening with my viewers. What do I need to know, or what do we need to know about your earliest years that formed, helped shape the man seated before us this afternoon?
Yeah, thank you, Monica. And, I love this and I love the topic, the fact that you're inspiring the community, because most of the time we look at these inspirational stories, we try to fetch them way back, and maybe people that we don't know,
Far away,
abroad. But now here we are with our people. So to get back to the question, I'm Richard at Seaman, Bitirima, but commonly known as Kagame. And it has taken over. And I believe it's my name now, because that's my brand name.
It is his street name.
Yeah. So you asked me, I grew up like any other child. I'm the third born in our family of 8, and we are 3 boys and 5 girls. And like you said, I went to school. I went to my primary, that was setbacks in Malawi and Tanga. Then from there, I joined St. Mary's in Kosi, of which I did 4 years there. Then A-level, I went to Central Lens, that is the Queensland campus. Then I joined Makerere, where I did a course for 3 years. That is, I did social works, social sciences, and I majored especially in marketing. And about my family, my dad is Mr. John Patrick Kitirima, and my late mom is Anit Munyankusi. So Anit Munyankusi. And that's the brief about my background. I was born and raised. I lost my mother when I was still a toddler. It's around 1996 when I was in P4. So, and it was a bit challenging because it's not easy to grow up without a mother. But because as you all know what it means by a mother and losing a mother when you're still young, it was not only challenging to me but also to my siblings. And the fact that I was so attached to my mother, it was a challenging moment, especially on my side. But thank God, we had our dad was a very strong man, and I thank God that he had the capacity to take us through the good schools we attended, which shaped us to make us who we are, and the upbringing, because my dad is a disciplinarian. We did all the house chores, we washed clothes, we cooked, we grazed. That was our major activity. We milked. Really, well, pretty brought up in shape. And I think it's that upbringing that has really made us to compete with this competitive world. The streets are hard, but we manage to compete and to be where we are currently.
You talked about the loss of your mother. How has that determined or helped or determined the man you are today? Because I know you are very close, and being your friend, she meant so much, just like all mothers mean so much right away. But you have a special attachment to her, even when she's been long gone. Imagine you were in P4, now you are
Oh, my man.
a full-grown man.
Yeah.
So take us through that.
Yeah. Thank you, Monica. It was a challenging moment, but it has shaped me. It was challenging, but also it shaped me in a way that I learned that things can happen. And that's when I learned that I could not believe, and at that time I didn't believe that death was there. But it's until when my mom passed on and I believed that it can happen, somebody can pass on. But it shaped me in a way that it hardened my skin. Because certain privileges were not there anymore. You know, you have a mother, you know how they treat you, how they're always there for you. You know, but
There are our soft cushions.
yeah, that's true. I'm so glad that as young as that age and when I was in P4, my mother was a business lady. She used to do business. She was a business lady. She taught me how to count money. She would bring her money and I would count it and then put it in her handbag. She would send me, count money, call me to her bedroom. So that's how we became close. Yeah. So I would actually count money, and I learned money when I was still young. So when she passed on, I knew that things have changed a bit. Things she used to bring us, maybe the sweets, the clothes, the small things, she would actually maybe give us. Life changed a bit, and that's it's true. But I just had to know that it has happened and I have to move. And indeed, I had to better myself in class because I knew that without education, life will never be the same. And one thing I can tell you that when my mother passed on, personally I had a character because people knew that I was the most favorite. So my dad would tell me, they saw me as one of the softest.
Because you are mama's boy.
Yeah. But it was not that I was soft. When you look at me, I look soft, but I have a strong heart and I'm hard when it comes to street life.
Yeah.
And
he's a street general.
yeah. So I learned that. So one day my dad they had actually sent me it had rained. So, you know, I'm sure you also know much about cows.
Yeah.
So we had gone milking and it had rained too much and I didn't have gumboots. So stepping in the cow dung to milk, it was hard. So I tried stepping. So my dad saw me from a distance and he came close and actually told me, he said, Richard, he said it in Nyankore, he said, Mwananje, because the way I see you, you don't want dirty things, you don't want to be clean all the time. So please, I just pray that you study, go to school, and be able to achieve what you want. But otherwise, you will not manage because I see you, you're a person who wants to keep clean all the time, and indeed,
You don't want
I'm a
to
person,
doubt
I always
that.
actually want to be clean at
Yes.
any one time. I always want to neat things.
Yeah.
And I'm happy. All those statements actually kept in my mind.
Yeah.
Whenever I would be doing something, whenever I go to class, I would think of, what if I don't make it? I'll be someone's
A
work.
servant.
A servant.
Shown by the
Mshomba,
servant.
eh?
I think it's a shepherd.
Hey.
It's somebody who herds other people's cows. Yes.
Actually, that's true. So, Shumba. So, I had keep that thing in mind and challenging the odds.
So that was always the reminder.
The reminder and the fact that I knew I'm one parent down, because sometimes I would feel, there's that feeling when you're at school and people are being visited, they come with both parents, and you're like, me, this person who loved me so much, cannot make it here. So those are all things that they would keep clinging in my head, and I'm like, you know what? I don't have my mom. My dad told me this as a motivation, so I must challenge all these things and be a better person, and also make sure that these things, the clean things, being neat, the good things I love, I can make them myself. And I can afford them.
So basically, even the departure of your mother, somehow she still stayed influenced. She was still of an influence to you.
Yes.
And I think, just like Richard is saying, that's why they say be careful of what you tell your children. Like, his father looked at him and he was like, this boy, he is this class, and he gave you the tools on how to get there. He paid school fees, and I think all the schools you have mentioned are really good schools in Uganda.
My dad has actually managed all of us. He told us that's the best he can give his children.
Education.
And he did it well. We all managed to go through the right schools and attain to the highest level of education.
Was very well done.
Actually, I didn't tell you, I also have a master's from UMI.
Wow.
Uganda Management Institute.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you have finished high school, you are in Makerere University. Then fill the gaps there to who you are today.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, then life there, again after school, after university, it was a bit challenging, I can assure you.
Typical Ugandan. After university.
After university, you apply day in, day out, looking for a job. Because the practice here in Uganda is that after school, we should all look for government jobs.
Yeah.
Sometimes, actually, this is one thing I wish society would change. And if you're going to interview people, also try to teach people. They should tell their children that life is not all about looking for a job. Because I strongly believe that if my dad had actually also told me that it's not about a government job, because we were taught, not only my dad, but also most of the parents.
You're the generation.
Yeah.
By the way, even our generation, even the younger generation, that's the expectation. Go to school, university, get a job. A job from government.
Pensionable.
Yes.
Yet which pension, how much is it?
Yeah.
If you had a business, we have actually seen that business people, that pension you can actually even work, you can make it within 1 year.
Even 6 months or 1 month.
Yeah. So it is one thing that I want our society to appreciate. Let's tell people to do business, however small they are, but business can grow, it can get to another level, it can better your family, it can change your life, and you'll never be the same again. So, back to the question. I wrote so many applications, went to offices, I was promised jobs. Empty promises as usual, somebody tells you, and sometimes you don't blame these people. Maybe they don't have the control.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They are so full.
Yeah.
Maybe they're being polite.
They're being polite.
Yeah.
And it was almost for job for almost like 3 to 4 years.
You looked for a job for 3 years.
Yeah. Like applying. Yeah, like for 3 years. But I still thank my dad. The question is that what made me the man I am today? After my graduation, it was after 6 months, my dad paid, I was staying home, he told me to leave, and I thought it was one of the baddest things. I thought maybe my dad doesn't like me. So he paid for me rent for 3 months, and I had a mattress. He bought for me a gas cylinder and a few saucepans and then plates. And I started a life. He went and paid for me a room.
He literally set you for life.
That was in Bukoto, around Facility Center, Dr. Sali's place. So, yeah, 3 months. But whenever I would sleep in the house, I'd be like, when this rent is done, what is next? Please, will I go back home to
Ask for more?
for rent? What will I do? But I remember I had bought a hoofer for campus days. So I had my mattress and my bed. It's all I had in
Your house.
my house. But that thing taught me a lot. I think like after the first month, the second month, I said, I cannot keep in this house. I must walk. Let me go to town and I see how people survive. I started getting friends calling me, let's go to town. We'd go to town, move around, check out maybe some friends of ours that have gotten jobs. I would look at them as kings because there are some guys who had entered the bank. Even some guys who had actually got jobs in the URA. But what I can assure you is that it's also good not to get a job immediately after school, because you learn a lot. But also when you get a job immediately after school, you think certain things, you take them for granted. Eh? You may think that the job is automatic, it will be there. And if anything bad happens to the job, then life changes. But I can assure you the street life that I moved around, Kampala Road, the Wilson Street, all over. The Crescent Towers, looking for jobs, trying to add up here and there. It taught me how to be patient, and I've learned one thing that actually has made me who I am, and to keep in society, and also try to do business with people is the patience. I have patience. I'm a patient person, and honest. Because if people are going to do business with you, you must be an honest person.
Yes.
You must be a person of your own word. When you tell them that I'm going to be here at 10, and you'll be there. When they give you the 100,000 and you're like, I'm going to return it in a week's time, even when you don't get it, but you should be able to communicate that I failed to get the money, but give me more 4 days, I'll bring the money, and you bring it. That's how we do business, and I can assure you, that's how you grow the money. But once you don't have those two,
so those are important values: patience,
honest,
and honest. Because it could be your equity.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you don't have the money, but somebody has the money. But now they need to trust you to be able to return their money.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Then after like this, once I got to know all that, then I started having friends. I started doing commission jobs now. I got to know that the formal jobs of government, I'll keep trying, but I'm not going to get them. I said, let me hit the street and start doing commission jobs. That's when I
The government job will find you on the way.
So
did you ever find one though?
never. And I don't plan to get one, and I don't need one.
And that's where how many years ago?
That was around 2008,
So like
2009. Yeah.
quick math,
Yeah.
like 20 years or so.
Yeah.
He
So-
hasn't got the job.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I moved on, and that's when I started doing commission jobs. I became an agent for an insurance company, that is Insurance Company of East Africa, ICA, which actually I still do business with them, because now I elevated myself from an agent, became now a broker. So I do business. Now I can transact, of course, and I still like my job.
I think one
Then,
of the things you forgot to tell people is like he is an insurance expert. You have any insurance issue, he is your plug.
Yeah. Thank you, Monica, for the reminder. And like I said, I didn't mention it, but all I am and what I've acquired it's all about insurance. So I did commission for up to like 2010. They saw my potential, and they elevated me, so they wanted to take me to the mainstream and become a unit manager. Unit manager is a person actually that heads a team of like 8 to 10 salespeople. So I pushed for 1 year, 1 year and a half. I pushed for 2 years as a unit manager at ICA. I was earning a bit of a salary and commission. So, but still, like I told you, because of my hard working and being street smart and honesty, I was poached. AR, one of also the insurance companies, approached me and they gave me a better offer. So I joined the AR team as still a unit manager. But by the time I left AR, I was a business development manager. All that I did it within a space of 4 years. When I was at AR, I realized that the salary would not make me because I had a lot of dreams and big ones, and so I realized that the salary they are paying me would not really make me achieve my dreams. So it was one day, I remember it was coming to Easter. I had one of my agents who was not really performing well, but she brought in an account. I remember Parliament or Auditor General. And she was able to earn some good money, commission, which they could not, because she was not receiving that money on her account. And once they see the money is slightly a lot, you must get authorization from the company that has paid you. So I said, you know what? It was me who signed for her to get her money from the bank. And she has never been the same again. So I said, you know what? Kagame, it's high time you leave the mainstream, leave the salary, go back to commission. I bounced, I left, and I said, guys, it has been nice working with you, but I want to leave the job on the mainstream and I want to be an agent. Thank God, they knew my potential and they said, it's okay. You can be our agent. I said, it's okay. But like I told you, it was not an easy journey because the first 6 months were a bit versatile, but I managed. I had to be calm. Patience again. I went to the mainstream. I went to the agency and my commission again. And I can assure you that ever since I made that decision, I've not regretted. I really appreciate that I made it. I wish I'd done it earlier.
So I think it's never too late to do the right thing, like whenever it clicks. So now you have transitioned, now you are an agent. It's agent or insurance broker? How are they called?
I was still an insurance agent, but who is a bit independent.
So you do things at your will. I like to think there are other things you are doing in between.
Yeah. I was trying to juggle because that was, I wanted first to make the insurance, make my portfolio work out for me, concentrate, first beef it up. But along the way, I also actually got an idea that I can do more than this. So I said, actually, why don't I venture into business? Around there, 2015, I ventured into business. That is the leisure and hospitality business. I opened up one of my restaurants and bar, which it was called Hive.
Hive.
Shortly. And one thing, Monica, I can tell you is that when I decided to open business, I got the place and then I leased it off for 7 years. I went into development gigs. Now again, another calamity came in. I didn't know that it was going to be capital intensive. I remember I had actually bought some plots in Namugongo. I had bought 2 plots. And I remember by the time I started the business, I had around like 35 million. The money was blown and still I could not stop. Along the way, I had to finish the business. I sold the first plot. I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm done.
Yeah.
Then I looked for more money. I didn't open I sold the second plot. But what is interesting is that I will do all those things, but I make sure that I have a car because I believe that I need to move, and without a car, life would be very hard. So I did all that. I sold my second plot, so no land anymore.
No land, no
land,
asset, no
nothing.
money.
So what I did, I said, okay, since I've actually sold my last plot, I should pay rent for the next 6 months so that I'm not disturbed.
Like your house?
Yeah. I paid rent upfront for 6 months. I got new tires for my car because my car it's my legs. So, and I added in the development. Then I opened it and I started working like any other businessman. The start was not easy, it was a bit challenging because not knowing the systems of the bar and restaurant was tough. Here and there, I was not used to the nightlife. Challenges, like business as it is, has a lot of challenges. You find debts, paying rent. I've never paid that big rent, so landlords are knocking everywhere, home, business. But I said, I'm not giving up. And one thing I can tell you is that at that time when things you think they're hard and they're not, you're finished. That's actually when God comes and picks you up and you correct yourself and things get better. So I ran that place for...
Before we get to that, do you think you rushed to do that business? If like you could take the clock behind, would you have done anything different? Like that, starting that business then?
No.
Yeah.
No. I had to do business. I'm not rushed. And I realized that the earlier I do it, the better. Because just a simple example, we finished university. For the time when we were looking for jobs, I want to give you a simple scenario that where I also actually picked the motivation. We had a boy who was studying together. Whenever we would break off for the semester, for him he would collect kettles, old mattresses, and TVs. He would collect them. He had a room in one day because I studied from Makerere, the only university meanwhile. For us, what we,
to discussion.
What we know Makerere is the only university.
It's the only university. For purposes of this conversation, yes, but subject to discussion.
So that boy would actually collect and sell to people. So he did it, I think, like for 2 years. But I can assure you, as we speak, that gentleman is a billionaire. Because for him, he didn't waste time. He started business from school. Now he owns one of the biggest electronic shops in Kampala. They're into real estate because they didn't waste time. And it was something I said, you know what? Let me start something and I grow it so that it can take me to where I want to achieve my dreams from. Because I realized that these paychecks for 4 million, 5 million, you get a fuel card and you're comfortable, you get airtime on your phone, this training is not good for us. And I just pray that the parents teach their children to do business, because business is the way to go.
Okay, so in other words, the earlier you start, because it's a training, it's a skill, you have to learn. All the mistakes you're making, the better when you are younger, you have less responsibilities, and you also have flexibility of time. Like there is no one at the line, you don't have any children or spouse that are going to be at risk. It is you and yourself.
True.
So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so, and I get into the business, I learn up and down, that is hike. Move on, and while I was doing business, like I still said, I was running it on like 2 principles: honesty and the right attitude to people, because I knew how to talk to people. I said, come and buy and buy, I must work, I must make this happen. Because I didn't have any fallback position, say that maybe I'm going to do, but meanwhile I was doing business, I was still in my insurance business. Yeah, because that is my core. Like I told you, I can't do well without it. So I had to concentrate and look for more businesses. Now I started getting big accounts while I was running this business of bar and restaurant. I started earning some good commission. Yeah, and I can assure you, this, even actually insurance business, like I say, it is the hardest to sell a service, because people think that insurance, they are thieves, insurance do not pay claims, but I can assure you, insurance pays all that, and we are not thieves. We do good things. We pay claims.
He's clearing his name.
No.
But yeah, it's true, because insurance, most people I think in Uganda have not gotten into the understanding of the importance of insurance. You know, every time, if it's business, health, cars, property, let me call it property because the cars say property, people don't understand that actually you are just one emergence away to poverty. One morning you have everything in together, but one calamity hits and you're a poor man or woman. So that's why insurance is very important. And I think more people need to understand the use of insurance. It could be health, property, you know, you name it. Like, insurance is really, really important.
Yeah, so I ran hike from 2015 up to 2019. Around that time, I think that was COVID was almost hitting in. But also, this being an agent, it helped me a lot, because I would go to so many doors, knocking doors, meeting people. Some I meet, I learned to accept a no. And if somebody tells me no, I say yes. I have no beef, because I would meet so many people. People would be like, okay, Kagame, I'll get back to you. Some would buy, some would not buy. But nevertheless, I was making them my friends, colleagues, like that. So also in this business I was doing, there are some customers that actually would pass by, buy from me, support. Then I made so many friends while I was there. But you know, as you're doing business, people are seeing. And also another thing, that people should not jump here and there and there. You need to concentrate on actually what they're doing so that you can do it best. Even somebody should be able to recommend you. Then it was in 2019 while I was in a salon. I had the barber who was cutting my hair. They were talking about a place being, I hear the landlord wants to hire it for rent. So I'm like, okay. I didn't know about it. I let them actually speak. But like any other sharp guy, I said, okay. I tried to tap a bit. I listened carefully, and I realized, okay, I think I could be having a clue of this place, because the place was slightly above my place, which I'm currently owning a business called The Slick Place.
The Slick Place.
I sit carefully, listen, I'm like, this is a big opportunity, because where I was, it was a small place. Slick was a small place, parking was an issue, and I had a dream of having a very nice restaurant, coffee shop, and a very nice car wash where people can actually come, plus a hair barber shop, where people can actually come cut their hair, like a one-stop center where they can clean their shoes, something like that. So I listened, I didn't say much. When I got out of that salon, I went and I confirmed that's the place they are talking about. Then I'm like, what if I tell these guys because there were so many people in the salon and somebody else is interested. So I can tell you, Monica, life is about taking risks, but the right risks, not just taking risks. So I went back since that guy had been my barber for almost like 2 years. I first took him for, that evening I took him for a drink. I bought him a very good drink. We had a drink, 1, 2, 3. I bought him food. Then I asked him, I put him on the side, I'm like, but you know, I heard you talk about this place.
This is what it means being a street general. Yeah.
Like, so how can I heard you talk about this place, that the landlord is actually renting it out, and could you be knowing the landlord? Yeah. So if you know the landlord, could you take me there? Then the gentleman was like, I know the place, but I don't know the landlord. But he's a broker who just came here and told us that for him he knows who?
The landlord.
He's actually the one who gave us the information. I'm like, okay. I remember it was a Saturday. I told him, can you call that gentleman, the broker, and then we meet him to take us to the landlord. You know, like God's plan, we called the broker, and it was around like 10 in the night. We called him for a drink. By God's luck, he joined us. So after joining us, I told him, you know what? First have 1, 2. I would want to meet the landlord of that place. And like any other broker, you know, these brokers are sharp. He tells me, you know what? Let's meet tomorrow. Tomorrow was going to be a Sunday. I'm like, what time? He told me at 10. I met him. He told me, Kagame, before I take you to the landlord, because I know you have what it takes, I need 2 million before I take it to the landlord.
Wow.
And guess what? I first told him, actually, not give me 5 minutes. But since I've told you, life is about trying, but trying out the right things. I told him, you know what? I'm going to give you 500 now. It's what I have. Actually, I had 1 million. I would have given him 1 million. But I said, let me give you 500. Take me to the landlord. If I find that that's a rightful owner of the property, I'll add you your money. I have it at the bank. But let's go now. Now. So, him and this other guy, the barber, they take me to the landlord, who is my current landlord. I met the property manager. Yeah, you know, like, to be honest, me, when I talk to you, when you give me a chance to talk to someone, it's very hard to say no. Yeah. So I talked to them and I showed them my plans. In like 10 minutes, they said, I think he's a good man. They told me, our boss is not around, but you can pass by tomorrow. Nobody has actually committed. Then we can give you a draft of the agreement and we can discuss about the rent and for how long. So what I did, I said it's okay. Meanwhile, I didn't have the 2 million, so I went to the ATM. I added these guys 500 to make it 1 million, and I told them, you know what? Since we've not met the main man, once I signed the tenancy agreement, I'll complete your payment. And I think they had seen trust and honesty in me. They said it's okay. Kagame will bring us. You bring our money. So we started the process, and I remember it was a Sunday. Then on a Tuesday, I went to the landlord's place. We met. I talked to him. He told me how much per month and the tenancy period. We agreed, and he gave me a draft of the agreement to go through. I went through it, and we corrected a few things. And here the sleep place is, and then I started walking the place. It was a total bush.
Yeah, I remember it.
You remember?
Yes.
Yeah. It was, people used to steal phones and then they ran to the bush. The first thing I did was to fence it off, clear the bush, and like any other person who sees very far, when I cleared it and put it flat, that's when people started now eyeing it and I'm like, hey, is that place for rent? Maybe they didn't have taken it over. So that's the sleep.
How long did it take you to develop the sleep place, to make it sleek? Like up to the date you opened?
Sleek is sleek indeed. I started sleek, building it, when I just put money there. COVID hit. So you can imagine actually where they say we've locked, the bars are being locked. Business is not normal.
Closed.
Everything is closed. So what did I have to do? What do you do? But the other hat in me said, Kagami, this will end. You remember, I think people know that you come way back, that's why my friend. I used to walk, then I was actually sleeping in Chira. I used to walk because people were walking, there were no cars moving. That was 2019, I confirmed that, then I started building. Along the way, COVID was serious. I thought it was going to be maybe for 6 months. You can imagine.
But for 2 years.
But I said, come on, buyer. I must continue. I would walk. People would actually come and pass by and be like, are you guys mad? What are you doing?
Like what Noah was doing, building an ark when it is a dry season. Mind you, they haven't had rain for 20-something years.
So,
but that's vision.
Vision, but also, even me, when I would go to bed and I'm like, am I doing the right thing? But if they close forever, and they say, bars no more, open, I'm going to get doomed. But the other hat, there was that hat that told me, you know what? This thing will end because the world cannot keep like this. It cannot keep locked. People will die, those who will die, the survivors will survive. Yeah, because I can assure you, we lost a lot of friends, family friends, customers, and some we don't know. But I persisted. Through COVID, I worked, built. It took me almost like 2.5 years to make it stay the way it is. But along the way, I realized that because I had planned that it was maybe going to cost me a certain amount of money, and it would not, I would complete it myself without any other help. So, but also when COVID came in, certain things I was doing, they stopped a bit. So I said, meanwhile, I've looked for money, not for a long time, but like I said, I'm a go-getter. I try out not so many things, but I want to make myself better, and I want to be that person. One day people say, we saw him, he started small, now he has grown big. I also tried a bit of mining, but I think it was not my area of specialization, I may say. I tried out so many things in mining, but I think it didn't work out. Some money was lost there. I even actually lost one of my partners that I was doing business with in mining due to COVID. Yeah, may also rest in peace. Sandra, she was such a darling, but we lost her. And I realized that if I continue with this mining business, because it was uncertain, I might lose a lot of money. I said, let me concentrate on something I can supervise. Yes. And I'm there, and I understand it.
But also, you're very knowledgeable. Yeah. Because I think from the hike, you had gathered a fair amount of knowledge and know-how.
Yeah. So, that was in Mbende. We closed off whatever was happening in Mbende. I retreated back to Kampala. I concentrated on building Sleep to make it a better place. So Sleep didn't open all the departments at once. Yeah. So we started with the car wash, which was, I think it was a very good idea to start with a car wash, because people would come wash and were demand driven. People would actually come, they ask, oh, food, do you have something to eat? But luckily, we opened up the salon. It was the car wash that opened first, then the salon. So people would sit, wash their cars, then realize that they need where to sit. While they are seated, they need something to eat. Then we opened up. Then the car wash really led to the other businesses opened slowly by slowly. Then we opened up the kitchen as the second.
Third now.
The third. And then as we are creating an ambience where people can sit while they are waiting for their cars, and they can have something to eat. Then the teas, the coffee machine, the coffee shop also came in, combined with the winery. So that's how. Then later, it was now full-fledged place that can actually offer all those services. Whereby now we even actually we've gone ahead to put up a shoe clinic, where if you come slick, you wash your car, cut your hair, clean your shoes, have something to eat, something to drink, and in the right ambience. And I think we thank God for business. We might not say we are the best, but we try to make it, create a brand, and we are still growing it. Yeah.
When you say we, who is we? Like, you were saying something that along the way, you had anticipated that you were going to do this alone, but then the finances changed because of COVID and stuff. Did you ever get a partner?
Yeah, that's true. Like I told you, along the way, because of the finances and the COVID, since I'd actually tried to engage in mining, I lost some money, and I had to think very fast, and I'm like, now I must get and complete this business. So I had to get a partner. I have a partner called Anon. He's my partner in the business, where I think we've walked a good journey, because like I said, I was looking, he's also the same person. He's straight and he's honest and he's patient. So I realized that when you have those three attributes or values, it's very hard to fail in business, because, and also people that have consistency, people that who don't change.
Do it long enough.
And it should be you. The Kagame you met in 2010 should be Kagame of 2020, 2030, even Kagame of 2050 and 2080.
Just for context.
And I think also even you can tell, I think the Kagame you met some time back is the same Kagame you're meeting now.
Yeah, I met Kagame, it was 2019?
Yeah, I think 18.
18, yes, it was 2018. I had a pause year in school because my mother was very sick. And on the particular day I met him, it was at Case Clinic. Are they still called clinics, or that it's a hospital?
It's Case Hospital.
Yes, so my mother was into a surgery room. They had told me it is just 3 hours. They were doing a procedure, but she had just had a major surgery. So now this procedure, like everything was really scary. So we met at the stairs, and I don't know if I've told you this enough, but that was the I don't know how it even was. I was scared to death, because they told me it's just 30 minutes, but now it was coming to 2 hours. My mother is not coming out of the theater. I'm asking them, they're like, it's okay, it's proceeding, she's okay. I was scared. Kagame came, and somehow his kindness, we started talking, and just a minute later, I found we were just discussing things and laughing and joking that like I had known him. And since then, been consistent, and now I sometimes get jealous. He is more of my brother's friends than myself. Like, that shows the kind of a person. He was my friend first, But of course, you know, male and female sometimes, you know, it gets to a limiting line. But now he's very cool with, he's become more of a family. I would like to say that.
Yeah, true.
Because my brothers, like, I feel jealous that you guys these days hang out without me.
It's okay. But there's something I think you didn't tell people. I think you should have actually told them exactly how we became friends and how we got to talk to each other, because I met her outside the lift, and to be honest, she looked like one of my sisters, and I'm like, hi, I know your name, but you look like one of my sisters. And, I think that is one thing that really made us either look at each other and talk. Otherwise, from that time onwards, the rest is history. Became friends, and I think also at that time she looked troubled, and because of the fear what she was going through.
Yeah. And remember, I'd been in the hospital for 6 months with her, and now again, what is she doing with the theater all this slow? Yeah, but man, that day, I don't know what you would do to cause me to abandon you. That day, I always remember it, how precious it was. Like, you were there for me.
So I should be paid. For that.
No, that is kindness.
No.
Kindness.
So, but it's okay. But
Yeah.
thank God we've been friends, and like I said, you are still the same person I met then and today.
Yeah.
Actually, so it's what has made my business and my partner to be together in this period of time.
Yeah. And when I was thinking of the whole of this, I thought about inspiring young people. I thought about Kagame, because the same guy who met me at that lift, at first I thought he was trying to make a pass. Even when I was troubled, I was still fine. Anyway, but he's been consistent. And I remember after we became friends, I asked him, what do you do? He says, come I show you. You know, he showed me the place he had just acquired. I was like, what, do you clear bushes? Because he told me, you see here, this is what, I was like, do you clear bushes? What are you doing here? And I think your initial plan was a bakery.
I don't know, I really wanted to do a car wash.
I think, I don't know why I mixed it, because I remember you telling me I want to do a bakery here.
It's actually in one of my, because in my future plan is to have a bakery. Yeah.
So since then, and I think that's how the friendship has transcended from me to my family, and I have an extra brother, he has an extra sister, and you know, it's amazing.
It's amazing indeed.
So all this happening, what has it been for you? Like you have just told us about your values about patience, consistency, honesty. Like I think those are your founding values. In this, even when our economy is stable, we can say, what has been the force? Like what keeps you going? Even when things are not clear, what keeps you going?
Monica, what keeps me going is one thing. I want to live a better life.
Like your father said.
And not just better, but quality life, as simple as that. Because I imagine the day I cannot afford maybe to buy myself a good shirt, a nice perfume, a nice car. What will it be? So it is that, even when I'm maybe in bed, I think about that. I just wake up and dress up and go into the mirror and I look at myself and I'm like, Kagame, go and work. There's nobody who is going to put these things you want to do. It is you and you and you. So it's that one thing that has really, I want to live a quality life, as simple as that. And it doesn't come cheap.
Absolutely not. You put in the work and the brain. One of the things you said was your mother, how your mother taught you how to count money. You literally her accountant, her small accountant. I understand. Maybe this is a story you can give people. One of the defining factors or moments of your life is the day you had a daughter.
Yes, yes, yes.
And maybe you can take us through that. What are you doing to instill the same small values? I believe if your mom had stayed longer, actually you would have learned the finances and all the things so much earlier. But what are you doing towards your family, your children, but also take us through that defining moment.
Yeah, the defining moments, yeah, you also have to bring it, yeah. Yeah, and it's very important. I have a daughter,
It is
a
important.
beautiful one,
Yes,
called
for that matter.
Heidi,
Yes.
So, because I got my daughter when I was still young and at school, university, it was a challenging moment. Not that actually I had her infantry stage, because I could not tell it to my dad. Somebody has actually been sent to school to get a degree, and now you bring stories that you bring either a degree and a child. It was not going to be easy, and I think I wouldn't have managed. So I had to swallow it and let Hailey be born and do things my way and the mother. But all in all, God has been on our side. She was born and raised well. But what I can tell you, one thing that what I'm doing, even I'll get to that about my marriage maybe in the next few minutes. But one thing I believe in, and what not only to my side but also to the families, is that they say in our tribe, they say so, which means, and people don't understand me. I'm very emotional, but they told me that I'm very kind. But some other people think that I'm very tough, proud, yet I'm not. I'm a very emotional person, very kind. But I learned my principle to my children and my...
Your pride is dignity pride. Like there's some things you can't do because you are Kagame, but not proud arrogance.
No.
Yeah.
So, as I bring up my children and the people that are close to me, that I care for, I learned that I want to, the tough love really has made us who we are. And I think, like I told you, said, in our tradition. So, which has actually shaped me, and even it's the same one would actually want to shape my children. Not that you love them, but give them enough, not too much, to keep them in check. Because when you look at people, the philosophy is, I will not let my children suffer the way I suffered. But not that you're making them suffer, but you're teaching them values, yeah? Because most likely you go to families, you find that the 5, 6, 10-year-old, they cannot wash their underwears, they cannot
even shift a glass.
They cannot actually shift the glass, they cannot shift the plate they eat, they wait, they call the house helpers to get the plates there. But I can assure you, my mother, like you said, as young as we are, by 5, would wash plates, would wash cups, and would wash our own underwears. And as we grew up, there was one thing at home that everyone had to wash. It was a test to see whether you were clean or not. They called it Esafiyamate. That one
a
thing.
Milk pot.
It was tough.
Yeah.
You must wash it to your best.
Sparkling.
Sparkling, because you cannot mix it with anything of salt.
Yes.
Yeah. So that one we did.
I think that's a tradition amongst the cattle keepers. Yeah. The pot which we used to cook milk is separate from all the pots in the house. Yeah.
So I can assure you that is one thing. Even actually when you're hanging it, you hang it separate. So I can assure you that majority of, actually I think almost all of us, me and my siblings, I think we're all beaten because of that.
That's
Because
so
nothing
smart.
had to be sparkling clean.
Clean. I think that's why you get your neatness, because even all your siblings are neat.
Yeah, because I think there's one, I think whether I met him or not, he's called Kato. There's a time I remember he repeated it 4 times. 4 times, you can imagine.
Yeah.
So it is that actually that we've learned that you must be clean, you must be responsible, because whenever I would be in holidays, there was time for breakfast and you'd make porridge, and after that, you mix the milk and you serve. So it was a routine. Monday, Tuesday, so and so, Tuesday, Thursday, so and so, and after that you must clean. So truthfully, me, I cannot, now as I am, as I'm old, I can employ someone to my house, but I cannot sit and use a cup, and after that, and I leave it on the table.
Just because you have somebody to remove it.
I was brought up in a way that after that, I might not take it maybe to the sink, but I must take it where it's supposed to be, so that person can pick it and can clean it. So
and
in
that's
that
the same
way,
way you're raising your children.
yeah, because I wouldn't want to have that child of sitting in the sitting room, raise their legs, and then be on the, what are they called?
TikTok.
Chit chat?
Chit chat. Snapchat.
Those ones, yeah. And then they're on tabs.
Yes.
A visitor comes and then they cannot even actually extend. You look at someone and you're like, how are these kids being raised? You cannot touch the remote, they're like, that's my TV, I'm watching my program. Who does that in my, I cannot imagine seeing my son or daughter telling a visitor that do not switch a channel or don't touch the remote. I can't see that. Or I cannot see a child who is on an iPad from 7 to 10.
You know, these days kids walk like this.
Yeah.
Like what you were saying, Mama Matesa Zamojo, it's literally to lose the trust set is that pampering a child does not make them important. That's because I think in most African traditions, boys are valued, or they are looked, because they are the one who take on the family name. So when somebody has not given birth to a boy, there is a problem usually. So that's why they say Mama Matesa Zamojo. Pampering does not, the literal meaning is like, no matter how much you pamper, it will not make them important or valuable. So discipline is important. Yeah.
So it's really important.
Yeah, so...
It's that actually grown up with men and women. And I believe also you, because I think the fact that we're friends, there are some values I saw in you that made us connect. Otherwise, I wouldn't have connected with somebody who has those extension of nails. To be honest, I wouldn't have.
That's a preference.
But the fact that it's not a preference, but to be honest, I wouldn't. Yeah, because I grew up, my dad would tell us, you cannot grow nails. How will you clean yourself? How will you eat? So there are certain things that I saw from childhood that they are the ones actually that I keep building on to be a person I am. Or if you aren't honest, or if you're a person who is changa, I wouldn't.
So I think when I recall from your conversations that like when your dad threw you out of the home and he just paid you rent, it was out of pure love. He wanted you to be responsible. He wanted you to man up.
Actually, that's the right word, to man up. Right?
So most of us, we are raising, I was telling some of my friends, like, you're raising your child as if the entire world is your house. They're going to go out, the first shocker, they are in depression. The first shocker, they are anxiety, they has a panic attack. But you have raised these people like vegetables, or people who are going to live in your house forever. And I think parents need to do better.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much for, maybe, is there anything you wish, because most of my audiences are youth, what's that, like a shorting, a parting shot that they need to know? Maybe like we have not said it in our conversation. Like something they need to know.
And I think maybe just to bring it in a brief way, but I think a lot has been said. But the youth, and because the one thing I told you that my dad actually threw me out of home, it opened my eyes that I must pay rent, and I can assure you I've never gone back, and I've never asked rent from him. And maybe as we get to the end of this interview, I'll tell you how I got married recent. But to the youth and to the entire society, especially Uganda, we must actually bring up people that actually can have a skill that can make them be who they are. Because you see, we are just going through a process, but at the end of the day, what can you do as a person? You may not have a skill, but if they mention Monica, what are the two words can they talk about you? Can I do business with you? Because me, I can assure you, there is actually, I didn't know that somebody wanted to be my partner, but did a background check about me. But to the people that he met and asked about me, they were saying, he is tough. Number two, he's honest. He's tough because he will not take on any nonsense. But he is
honest.
Yeah. So any person who wants to do business or want to do it with a person who is straight, no corners, and number two, who is honest. So the gentleman came and told me, and he's my very good friend, he told me if I ever get a chance to do business, because what I wanted to do by then failed, the government didn't work out on time, but I'm happy that. So that's what I can actually, the youth should be honest, be patient, because most especially the youth that are coming up, they're not patient because of how they're being brought up.
Yeah.
Everything is on a silver plate. You find actually some people are still being paid rent at the age of 30, which is not good. So how, if it's a man and they're being paid rent at the age of 30, 32, how would they be able to take on a beautiful lady, someone's daughter
to take care of? Maybe they've done take care of both of them.
It can only be, you see, your father's wealth is not yours. Absolutely. That's actually one thing people forget, that your father's property is your father. It is his, and it is not yours. Yeah. Like my father used to tell us that the only is education.
The only inheritance to give is education.
His land and his cows there.
He uses them as he pleases.
And I also actually picked that. Whatever I'm acquiring is mine.
And your children you acquire
my wife,
theirs.
My children, the best I can give them is education. And training them for being better people.
Yeah. There's something you are into, you own and run a restaurant, a leisure business. Workers have become, okay, they have not just become. How are you able to, maybe that's the better question, how are you able to manage sleep smoothly with having in mind how inconsistent workers can be, how unreliable they can be? Because one time somebody wakes up and says, yes, like how have you been able to keep Sleek successful, because it is successful?
Yeah, thank you. And that you've seen our business, like Sleek, as a successful business. But one thing I can assure you is that it's a continuous process, because every day there is a new challenge. And it is only here in Uganda where you tell somebody that have laid you off, please go home, and they pick their bag and walk away. without saying I'm sorry, because that shows you how they are being brought up. Most especially when you look at that age group of 27 and below. 20, because I can assure you, there's a problem. One, they don't want to work.
Yes.
They want good things. Yet they think those things just come on table just like that.
And they are rude.
So how I've managed to take Sleek to the next place, at the next level, make it a better business, is one, we've actually put up systems. That is number one. You need to, and we professionalize it.
Yes.
It is there are do's and don'ts. There are certain brands that we look up to and we copy. So system is number one, but also making the business professional.
Yes.
Hiring maybe the right people in terms of management, accountability, the accountants, they help you. Then from there, you're able to trace the business, where you're going, where you're coming from. But why you see most businesses, people do not professionalize them. You find that people want to hire cheaply. One thing I can assure you is that Sleek, we are one of the best employers. We pay our employees very well on time. And I can assure you, even if you ask around, it is great. But also the professionals, I mean, both not only the employees, but you see the businesses that we run, we must learn one thing: making the business run the way it's supposed to be. Professionally, meaning I could be the owner, but I don't just come and tell the cashier, give me 20K there, give me 100K. Okay? If you start those things, then business has.
Or you eat and don't pay.
But even if you eat, you must actually budget it. You must get a professional who is your accountant, who says, because it would also be fair that I pay every day, but if it is, that is the business, it must provide my breakfast, my lunch, maybe a certain fuel allowance and some airtime, because like any other business. But it should be budgeted for, and if it falls within the budget.
Yeah, because there's something I've seen you do, like you eat and then you sign somewhere, you know, for traceability. I took a juice of 20K, so it should be known where the money has gone. So that's the professionalism.
Yeah, and that's my benefit, because if I take my breakfast, the business gives me benefit. As a director of having breakfast, I must sign, so that it is me who has eaten. Yeah, because accountability is very key. Once you lose it in business, I can assure you, you're gone. Because most businesses like ours, you find there are people, directors, especially if you one or two, somebody comes and says, give me $1 million, takes it, where it's going, you don't know. Give me tomorrow 100, the next day 500, the next day it comes with actually people say, give me that bottle, give that soap. But I can assure you, with me and my partner, we managed to professionalize the business. Whether we are there or not,
it functions.
It functions.
So professionalism and systems is what has kept Sleek up front.
But also, your employees also, even knowledge. Because employees must actually see that you're that boss who has knowledge about it and everything. Because you don't sit back and then you let them, you think everything is going to. You must
supervise
a bit. Check them, checks and balances are very key. You move around, tell them, talk to these people, train them.
Like you give them the organization culture. You train them.
And also you're knowledgeable, because once you're knowledgeable, that's enough area. And also the character. They know so and so, you cannot do this in his or her business. Because however much we put systems to be on the top, but you, the owner of the business, you're the heart. No wonder sometimes if you don't pass there for 1 week, something will change, but your presence in your business means a lot.
So you must.
That's why you see Indians are doing business and they're doing well, because they have created time for their businesses. But you see here in Uganda, the culture is somebody puts a business and looks at it as a side hustle, not forgetting that if taken care of, it can actually
The real deal.
The real deal, and even the job they are doing, wherever in government or in the bank, or anywhere, they can live and concentrate. Because to me, I believe that business is the way to go. When you look at the world on the bigger scale, look at our country, Uganda, as small as it is, with the neighboring, the whole economies are being run by businesses.
I think most businesses, especially the hospitality, one time you pass a restaurant, it's booming. But give it 4 months, actually 1 year, those who try, it's no more. It's gone, all the services have become crappy, like things are not happening. But that's why I was asking you, like, how have you, it instead keeps getting better. The slick of 2023 is not the slick of today. Where were we different? And yet, I think you just mentioned it. Generally, the service industry, it's like there are few companies or people who are taking service seriously. So I was wondering, why have you not dropped yet? You keep increasing your. But now I got it.
Yeah, that's it.
It's quite a conversation, and so I had asked you, like, a parting shot. Oh, you said you want to tell us how you recently got married.
Really? No. There's nothing much. Like I said, you're talking about my educational background, my journey through school, and work. You're not looking for money, but you know, at the end of it all, whatever money that you're looking for, you must have a family. So, I'm a married man. Yeah. My wife is, she's called Moto Clay. I got married this year.
No, last year.
More last year. Oh,
You got married last year.
2025.
Yes.
August 16. Yeah, so I'm a married man.
How is marriage?
Marriage is okay. It's something that you take each day at a time, and if you make it good,
To be good.
good. But one parting shot, like you said, more especially to the men and to the aspiring fathers
To be.
It's important that God blesses us with money, because any man in life, what makes us men is by providing. Once you lose the provision bit of it, life will not be the same again. So we just pray, and we also pray for us that we keep providing to make you better and make our families better, because we are, it's like men are the heads of the family. So that one I repeat and repeat, because once a man is providing, marriage will actually become easy. But once you're not providing, it might be a little bit hard. So once again, I'm married.
But I might be wondering, if you are going to tell us about business and what is going on, why don't you just get to eat, you know? But the whole thing was to tell you how you grow up, because now I'm sure you're a parent, I am, and the viewers are also how you raise a child determines who he's going to become. If he had not had tough love, but also seeing people from his home, instilling in him important values like character, honesty, patience, he would probably be a different kind of a person today. But because of that, that's why we are all complaining about the children we have today, or the young people. You are saying they are rude, they are lazy, they have no manners. I mean, bali byabwe in Uganda, like they will say bali byabwe. But we as we can see,
they don't have to work.
Education is not enough. There is home education and then the education we get from school, which from the education we're getting from our schools is very questionable because it doesn't train us for the jobs we are looking for. Imagine we are over how many graduates in the country? Like 50.
More than that.
Like 5 million people are graduating every day. We're borrowing money to pay salaries. So how do you think the government is going to take care of us? We have to be self-initiative. But also, you know, they say education takes you high, but character keeps you there. And like you have said, the partners you have got, the businesses you've been able to get from either your bosses, everywhere, it's been because of your character. And the other important values, the patience, it has made you who you are, and the success you have up to now is because of who you are. I mean, it's because of those values that were instilled in you from your home.
Yeah, true.
And later, which you deliberately decided to keep learning. But like they say, have them young, have them forever. Because that thing keeps, like your dad told you, you have to study hard, otherwise you become a shepherd. So that thing kept, it was your source of energy.
Yeah.
All I'm trying to say is that children are the future. And all of us were once children. So let us be deliberate on how to raise the children, but also the friends we keep.
True.
You know? Because we are richer by the friends. Our network is our net worth. Thank you so much for listening. Now, Richard, we have a culture here. Every guest tells us somebody they would wish to be interviewed here. Do you have anyone in mind? Who do you think would be so much value to enrich our channel? I mean, our audience.
Yeah, I have someone.
Do you mind writing to them? Just write it here. Ignore the handwriting. Thank you. We have two. Thank you so much. To my dear viewers, thank you so much for always choosing to spend time with us. Please, if you want any guest to be interviewed here, just put it in the comment section. We will make sure I and my team will do everything in our capacity to have this person come talk to us. Do not forget to subscribe, but also to share this good news, because again, good doesn't come from very far. It comes from here. We have people who are doing it, who have done it, and we can be inspired from here. Bye.